Hey guys, I want to talk to you about temptations, tests, and trials. The devil is called the tempter. And there's a verse that says God knows how to deliver the godly from temptation. James chapter 1, verse 2 says, "Consider or count it all joy, my brethren, when you encounter various trials." Now, my margin here says temptations. I've heard it say temptations, tests, and trials. So we are to look at the inevitable battles of life in a fallen world with a joy, with a confidence, like, okay, God said there'd be days like this. I think of John 16:33. Jesus said, "I have spoken these things to you so that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation." Temptations, tests, trials, difficulties, hardships, challenges, bombardments, harshness, because it's fallen, right? But he said, take courage, be of good cheer. Here it is, count it all joy, consider it a joy. He said, I've spoken these things to you so that in me you may have peace. In the world you have tribulation. Be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Jesus, the overcomer, has come on the scene. And he has downloaded world overcoming commodity called faith. 1 John 5 says, "And this is the victory that has overcome the world, even our faith. And who has overcome the world but he that believes Jesus is the Son of God?" Everyone that believes in him is born of God. I mean, you guys, it's like a gift. It is a gift. God so loved the world that he gave his only son, his rescue, the rescuer. And so Paul told Timothy to endure hardship as a soldier. And he said here, James said, count it all joy when you encounter various temptations, tests, and trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. Yeah, I'm going to go to the gym later on today, and I know that the resistance training produces muscle. I know that the difficulties of life produce backbone. I know that the challenges of life put a demand on my implementing my trust in God and the conviction I have that his promises are true. My kids are learning this. I want my grandchildren to learn this. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. My wife and I are trying to figure out how to now download this into the generation of the generation of the generation, right? And I want to see a confidence come where people understand that pressure turned a lump of coal into a precious diamond. An irritant introduced into a mollusk called an oyster, a clam in the ocean, with the proper attitude, turns that irritant into a pearl. We count it all joy when we encounter various temptations, tests, and trials, knowing that there'll be an outcome. There'll be something productive out of this garbage. You know, and this is a healthy, balanced way to look at the inevitable challenges of life. Instead of being in denial about them and ignoring them and trying to avoid them, we face off with them. I've even heard this, that birds, when they want to just kind of flit around from here to there, go along with the current, but when they want to get a quick altitude, like get away from danger or get up into a higher vantage point, they turn and they face the headwinds. And the resistance, I mean, the way they're designed for lift and thrust. You are too. Because we have the resurrected Jesus in us, and therefore resurrection power in us, which I would call bounce back ability. And no, I'm not downplaying your battle, and I'm not making light of your challenge. I'm required not to. In fact, I'm a pastor, so I learned early on not to trivialize or quantify anybody's battle. I mean, whatever harsh, medium, or low level hassle it is, it's considered various temptation, test, or trial. And it all matters to God, and it's important to you, and I respect that. But let's also see that in it, endurance is going to come. My endurance is going to get better. A man from our local sewer district pulled up in my driveway today, and he didn't know where the manhole was on the service line behind the house down, and it was down a big hill in the woods. So I said, "Hey, do you know where it is?" He goes, "Please, I don't know. They gave me this drop point and it's so vague." And I said, "I'll show you exactly where it is, but we're going to have to go through the woods." So he and I are similar age, and we walked around the corner and walked down the hill, and we walked up the hill. He said, "Well, that's my exercise for today." And I said, "I hate to admit it, but that winded me coming up the hill." And it was funny, but both of us, we're walking, and in life, even in this moment, just even at a little simple thing. But I thought when I got in the car, hey, I got some steps in. I did it on an elevation. I'm aware that in this season of my life, that's good for my heart, my lungs, right? And my stamina. I'm driving to work thinking, I could probably climb Mount Everest now. I just got training. So not exactly, but whatever you've gone through, whatever you're facing, whatever you dealt with, count it all joy, because you know that you're getting stronger, you're getting wiser, you're getting on the alert, you're getting less idealistic, you're getting more clear about just how crazy and sometimes weird life is, but it's all a treasured gift, and it's part of the journey, and by it, we fight the good fight of faith. And I close with this. I lost my place in it. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. This is going to help somebody. I got to finish with this. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. Paul the Apostle said that no temptation has overtaken you but such as is common to man. And God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will provide the way of escape also, so that you will be able to endure it. So if you've fallen, if you failed, repent, ask God for his mercy and forgiveness, which he will give to you. Get back on your feet. And when the steps of a man are ordered by the Lord, when he falls, he'll not be hurled headlong, for the Lord's there holding your hand. Trust that. Stand on that. Believe God in temptations, tests, and trials to overcome, and you will.